everyone, it's me, Alisa Vardomska, glad to welcome you to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about how to break up with a married man. A man who takes a mistress, a man who has decided to have a second woman. What does he want from the relationship, from new relationships? He wants everything that he does not get at home. That is perhaps some romance, maybe adrenaline, maybe some intimate relationships. A man goes to get what he does not receive. A man does not want to leave his wife. He wants to gain something. But what does the woman, the mistress who agrees to such a relationship, think at that moment? She is indeed absolutely convinced that she is undoubtedly much better than the wife, and that the man wants to leave his woman. So, when a man wants to leave, when he feels bad, he does not leave one woman for another. He simply leaves into nowhere to escape what makes him feel bad. Perhaps she was suffering from the fact that there are strangers, from the lack of happiness and understanding in the relationship. He simply leaves. But when a man does not leave his wife, takes a mistress, and of course feeds her with all sorts of promises, he is just using her. And the chance that he will actually leave is very small, because the man does not intend to do that. When a mistress does succeed, there are frequent situations where the man still returns, trying to go back to his wife. So, if you find yourself in such a situation, in the role of a mistress, at some point you realize that the romance in the relationship begins to fade, just like in family relationships. Romance fades, some grievances, quarrels, and misunderstandings arise, and at that moment you realize that everything is not as it should be, not as you would like in your life. So today we will talk about how to leave a relationship with a lover and why it is worth doing. I will make a big remark, a clarification. This does not apply to those women who are satisfied with everything, who intentionally seek a lover, who want and have dreamed of being in the role of a mistress, and who are perfectly fine with it. This topic is not for you. It is for those women who want to build their own family and happy relationships. But with a lover, this is unlikely to work out. So why is it right to leave such a relationship, a triangle, first? The second woman is a substitute for the wife based on certain criteria. The man is satisfied with his family, meaning that there is a settled household. Certain stages of family development have been passed. There have been problems and quarrels. And in reality, creating, building, and enduring certain moments in a family is very difficult. It is work on the relationship. The man understands perfectly that for the second or third time, he does not want to experience this again. He does not want to go through all the stages anew. He is satisfied with the romance that his mistress provides. The feelings, the emotions that he experiences, he goes on a date. And it turns out that in these relationships, in this triangle, the man always wins. The man is on such a pedestal. Perhaps two women are competing for him. There may be situations where the wife suspects and may even be okay with the role of the mistress, that there is a mistress and she does not worry much about it because she knows that her husband will not go anywhere, that he needs this. So this also exists. There are situations where a man hides and fears that his wife will find out because he needs something for himself, but he does not want to leave the family. And what happens? The man is very confident in these relationships. At home, he receives comfort, warmth, care, and iron shirts. Some soulful conversations. He feels good at home. He is comfortable there. There is a beloved dog, happy children. There are some domestic issues, but this is family, communication with neighbors. He has a well-established household, a well-established family. He feels good there. When he comes to the mistress, he satisfies his needs. That is, he starts to feel like he is on top, a sought-after man, young, and he experiences a different kind of emotions. Why should he give all this up? In these relationships, the man is egocentric. He does not think about the fact that the mistress is spending her time. He does not consider that he is betraying his wife at that moment. He only starts to think about it when things start to get serious. Often there is a threat to the family when the mistress says she will tell, and then he begins to worry. As long as there is no threat, he enjoys himself. In such relationships, the wife is in second place because he goes to his wife. They resolve certain issues together. The wife is family, an important woman in his life, a person with whom they have experienced and gone through a lot. And only in third place is the mistress, who satisfies certain needs of the man. So, at this moment, you need to ask yourself the question, what place do you want to have in the relationship? First, second, or third? Next. Men who have gone to a mistress mostly return back because, for example, when a situation arises where a man has a mistress, at that moment in the family there is a crisis, some complicated relationships. It happens that a man cannot withstand the difficulties of the family moving to a new stage of development when at home things have reached a breaking point, and then a woman appears who caters to the man's every whim, who is all good, wonderful, kind, cozy, sweet, creating a beautiful environment and atmosphere around her. And at some point, the man thinks this is happiness. And in such moments, at the beginning of the relationship between a man and his mistress, it happens that the man decides to leave his wife. In other words, contrasts are at play here. The man sees everything bad there and everything is good and wonderful here. And the man makes the decision to leave the family. And what happens? The moment occurs when two people do not know each other at all. The mistress is no longer pretending, meaning she does not behave as she did on dates. Previously, these dates could have been 2 or 3 times a week or even just once. But now they live together, see each other every day, and the adjustments begin. The same daily life starts, going through the same stages that any couple goes through, meaning even some minor household issues can be irritating. So the man realizes that it was better there, yes. There was some difficult moment, but everything has already been overcome there. And often the man realizes that he made a huge mistake and tries to go back. And the man actually enjoys the established stability. He has a family, children, a dog, communication with neighbors on Fridays, outings with his wife to the cinema or somewhere else to the theater. And this established stability is what the man likes. A mistress who has been around for some time is also an established stability. But being a mistress is essentially being unprotected, without any safety net. And essentially, the man appears with the mistress, with the wife's permission. When the husband is not needed by the wife, that is, if the wife urgently needs to go somewhere, urgently do something, if she falls ill, he will be there. If the children are sick, he will be there. If there are any problems, he will be with the family. But if you fall ill, for example, end up in the hospital and the man needs to be at home, he will not rush to you because his main family is there, the most important people to him. So, moving on. A relationship with a mistress is about ease, lack of burden, and passion. Passion, adrenaline. This is what a man seeks when some difficulties or everyday life weigh him down. That is, he is looking for his own specific state. So the mistress provides him with that state. He needs nothing more. Next, the status of a mistress. Complete absence of rights and guarantees. I have already started to talk about this a little. Yes, if you fall ill, if something happens to you, if you urgently need some help, this may not happen. A man will not come to help you, to save you in some situation, because at that moment he might be at home celebrating his wife's anniversary. He might be dealing with his children's problems. He might urgently need to leave somewhere with his wife, and that's it. You cannot rely on this person. Next, fears. Even when a man ultimately decides to leave for a mistress, this does happen. You will still suffer from the fear that he has already replaced his wife with another woman once. That is, he has already betrayed once and left his family, taking another woman in your place. And this fear of why it cannot happen again will also affect you and prevent you from living your happy life. That is, you will be in suspicion, having been betrayed once, he will betray again. Moving on. Danger. This can also happen. The wife may find out about the mistress, learn everything about you. She may start to take revenge, or let's say not exactly seek revenge, but make life unbearable with calls, threats, some words. That is a woman's revenge. Women, by their very nature, are cunning. And they know how to take revenge, well, in fact, very well. And your lover's wife can really ruin your life, your career, your sense of self, and your self-esteem. Moving on, there are no prospects. Well, this, basically, let's say 90%, meaning there is a 10% chance that you might have some prospects. And what happens? The moment occurs when you have possibly been in a relationship with a married man for a long time. He lives as he likes, and you may be past the childbearing age when you can have children, start a family. And if you need this, again, a caveat, that is, some women do not need it, then this is not about you. So, if you want a family, children, a strong, happy, real one, then nothing will come of it here, most likely, because the man does not want to dive back into those diapers, onesies. He may already have grown children. He has been through all of this. Perhaps his children are entering universities and they are children from his wife. And he solves the problem. He does not want to go through those sleepless nights again. He is comfortable. He feels good now. He does not want to start over. And you are wasting your time, your age, the opportunity to build a happy family. So these are the reasons why it is still right to leave such relationships. Why won't he leave? The first reason he won't leave his wife is habits. It is difficult for us to change our habits. And even if a man understands that something is wrong in the family, it is hard to break even what is not right. The man is used to living this way his whole life. It's complicated and settled. He knows that, for example, he gets up for work at 8 a.m., his wife serves him breakfast, and he takes the children to school. They go to work, that in the evening he will have dinner, and on Saturdays they visit relatives or go to the dacha. His life is established, and he understands that breaking it all would cost him dearly. Why not get what he wants, whether temporarily or for a longer period, on the side, moving on? Fear of the unknown. Men, just like women, are afraid. And taking a step into the unknown, especially if a man is already at an age when it is generally difficult to change something, he is unlikely to decide. Why should he change anything? Why, if he has a wife and a stable home life, he has you who gives him what he needs. He feels like a king. He feels great. Why should he change anything? So we talked about why a man won't leave and why this decision is the right one. Now let's talk about how to do it. The first step is to make a decision how to break up. Making a decision is what you need to do. You will never be ready for it. That is the understanding in the mistress's mind that she needs to make a decision. Well, I'll do it when I'm ready. You will never be ready for it. You will just be postponing your time. And now you have been together for 10 years. He hides you from his wife. You are already 40, 45 years old, and you realize that you will most likely remain alone, because at this age it is difficult to find a partner as a person becomes rooted in their individuality, making it harder to adapt to another person. Again, the reproductive age tells you that having children will be very difficult. That is, the reproductive age is passing, and at that moment you realize that you may live your life completely differently than you would like. Therefore, it is necessary to think about how long you have been in the relationship, what the man is telling you, and what he promises you. If he has been promising you for several years that he will leave his wife, take off those rose-colored glasses. He will never go anywhere. He is just using you. Learn to love yourself. Second, set priorities in your life. Think about what you want. Do you want to be a backup option, or do you want to be the first, the only, and the beloved of a man? Think about what you want. What do you deserve? What do you merit? Believe in yourself. Why do girls often agree to be mistresses? Because often the reason comes from childhood. And these girls who agree to such a role have never been, let's say, in the spotlight. They are used to settling for less. They were possibly pushed aside, told that what they have is enough, and they got used to the idea that being a mistress is acceptable for them. Choose more for yourself. You deserve the best. You deserve to have a strong family, happy relationships, and to be number one in a relationship, not number 3. Stay calm on the outside and ignore attempts to continue communication. When you have already informed the man of your intention to break up, remain calm on the outside. If you start to speak and show emotions with words like, "I don't love you anymore, go away," the man will perceive it as a new game. And when you still have feelings and emotions bubbling inside, of course you love this person, it will be difficult for you to overcome this pressure again. Give your confidence and calmness. Make the man understand that you have made your decision. Tell him that you are losing your years. Say that you want to live your life after all. You will never leave your wife. Make him understand that you know he will never leave her and that you need to build your happy life, that you don't want to be left alone. Then the man will accept your position and leave you alone. Next, step out of the victim role. Being in a relationship as a mistress is precisely a victim state. When she doesn't make decisions, she resolves nothing in life. That is, when the man needs it, he comes. When the woman needs it, he won't come, the mistress, because other people depend on him. He has a wife. And this understanding that you decide nothing in life, he came, well, then I'm happy. He didn't come, well, then I'll be sad. So why does a woman often find herself in the victim role? Because she is not confident in herself. Start building your confidence, understanding your worth, and raising your self-esteem. Why does someone refuse such relationships while someone else is constantly in the role of a mistress? So a man breaks up with one, and again a lover comes into her life. So she is again in the role of a mistress. Why does this happen? Because a woman chooses this way. She allows herself to be in such relationships. Choose the best for yourself. Make your life better. Do not settle for less. This is very important. And happy relationships come through self-love. Let this be your motto. Start loving yourself. When women begin to love themselves and show this love, care, and respect for themselves, they will never end up in relationships where they feel, so to speak, trapped. She will feel bad. She will feel insecure. So when a woman loves herself, everyone around her loves her. So learn to love yourself, boost your confidence, and understand what you want from life. Perhaps write down somewhere on a piece of paper, in your notebook, what you want from this life. And write next to it, in a column, what you currently have in your life. For example, if you want a family, children, a little house in the woods, or by the lake. But right now you have, for instance, a lover, naturally no children, and a meeting place for your relationship with the lover, meaning what you currently have. And when you see what you want and what you have, you will understand that this way you won't get anywhere. Therefore, again, through self-love and boosting your confidence, do not bottle up your emotions. It is clear that breaking up with a man, breaking up with a lover, a woman still has feelings. She loved, she was waiting for something, she hoped, and of course a breakup cannot be easy for anyone. So do not bottle up your emotions. Cry, scream, release your negative emotions through sports. Run in the morning, sign up for a gym, start dancing. Look for hobbies that bring you pleasure and positivity, and release your emotions through some physical exercises. If you feel like crying, cry. But the most important thing is not to suppress your emotions inside. Otherwise, you won't be able to build your happy relationships in the future. Live through your emotions, everything you feel. Pain, resentment, feeling used. Experience all these emotions, cry, express yourself, but do not keep it inside. When you go through these stages, stage of healing will come, when you will feel like a happy person. Then, by working through your problematic situations, possibly from childhood, boosting your self-esteem, accepting yourself and loving yourself, you will no longer find yourself in such relationships. And let go of resentments. Do not hold on to them. After all, even being upset that a man did not leave his wife for you, you were ready. You were prepared for the fact that he might not leave. You were ready for entering such a relationship. Accept this lesson. Understand what it has taught you. Understand, for example, what you need to learn from these relationships. Thank your man for the experience. When you go through all this, you will understand, perhaps, what you did not understand before, what you need to build happy relationships in the future. That's all from me for this video. I was with you, Alisa. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell, and goodbye, everyone.